welcome to another Teacher Talks tonight. Tonight we are going to have our 69th session together, and it's going to be very energetic, and I'm sure that very lovely and very creative session tonight, because tonight we have got a very special educator from Turkey, and I'm sure that most of you know about her and follow her, and I'm really going to be I'm really thinking that you're going to be very happy to listen to her tonight in Teacher Talks. Tonight we are going to have freelance English teacher and educational content creator Setenay Sanin. She is going to be with us. It's so excited. When she comes, we are going to start. I think she is here. Let me invite her, then we can start our live session with her. And you can. I'm waiting for her.
Hi.
Yes, there she is. Setenay hocam. Hello.
Hi, Hocam. How are you?
It's great. It's wonderful to see you here in Teacher Talk station.
It's my pleasure. It's really good to see you here again.
It's wonderful. And before we starting our live session, Setenay hocam, I would like to say thank you to accept my invitation to Teacher Talks and being my guest tonight in this session. Yes, I'm really excited to have you here.
Oh, really? Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me here and giving me the opportunity to make myself more clear. Thank you.
It's wonderful. And I know that Setenay hocam, we are all busy, and especially, you know, that and school starts and we are incredibly busy. So I don't want to take your time. And if you are ready, I'm already ready, so we can start.
Let's start then.
All right then. I know about you, Setenay hocam, but maybe our guest would like to, or audience would like to know about you. So can you please tell us about yourself and a bit about your experiences?
Of course. Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to say hello, everyone, for being with us here, giving their time. I hope they will make it to the most, and we will learn and inspire each other again. So
Yes, sure.
me, Setenay Sanin, an English teacher, and I've been teaching English for it's my 11th year, but I started teaching when I was a university student, so I can call it more than 11 years.
Yeah.
When I was a university student, I started teaching in kindergartens voluntarily without, being paid or something. I learned a lot there. And then after my graduation from Gazi University EAT department, I started my master's degree there at the same department right after
Wow.
my graduation. Although I started very quickly, like I was a new graduate, a fresh graduate, and I started being a student again, master's student. It took me 4 years to complete my master's degree. although it was a 2-year program, Hocam, working at a private school and trying to complete the master's degree at the same time was very tiring for me, and it took for 4 years.
I can imagine how hard it is.
And then I couldn't stop teaching, especially to young learners. Then I had this idea in my mind, how about teaching adults? And how about teaching abroad if I have any opportunity to do so? And I had my SATA certificate in London 2 years ago. And that with this training, I felt more refreshed in terms of teaching to adults, because once you get used to teaching young learners, you feel it everywhere in your, whole being.
Yeah.
So I wanted to improve my teaching skills to adults as well. So
I
now
see.
I'm here in the social media as well and keeping teaching. Trying teachers. That's all for my side.
That's all. Wonderful. It's great, Setenay hocam. It's really great. Wonderful. Thank you very much. And now my next question is, Setenay hocam, is what was your turning point in your own education?
Sure. Yeah, I have lots of turning points. Like during my daily life, I like following the symbols and the signals from the universe. I'm more like a spy to find the symbols. Like I'm trying to talk with the universe by following the symbols. But hi everyone, by the way, I can see newcomers, and it's a pleasure to see you all here. So my biggest turning point was that when I had this courage to
Mm-hmm.
knock on my teacher's door at the university, although I was a fresh student there, it was my first year and I didn't know anyone. You know, at our school, we had
Mm-hmm.
lots of inspiring teachers. One of them was Sinan Hoca for me, and he once said, "Why don't you introduce yourself to our other lecturers who can help you to teach to young learners?" And then I
I
had
see.
this
Mm-hmm.
courage, and I tried to find the door of Neslihan Hoca in Gazi University, and I walked through the corridor trying to find her door. Then I saw her name. Then I knocked on the door. It was the biggest turning point in my life because in that room there was Aydan Hoca,
Oh.
Hoca and Neslihan Hoca. So, the queens of ELT for
Yeah,
me.
wow.
And I said, I was looking for Neslihan Hoca, and I said this. I was talking to her. She was right in front of me, and I was looking for Neslihan Hoca, and she said, "It's me." And then I said, "Okay, Hocam, I'm Setenay. I'm a fresh student here, and I would like to teach English to young learners in kindergarten." She looked at me with lots of questions in her mind, like, "You are a fresh student, you would like to teach, but without, you don't have any experiences. Can you do that?" She gave me the chance. She gave me the chance, and I used it. Then I started teaching from that point. I can say,
Wow. Well, wonderful. It's really great moment for
yeah,
you,
it
I'm
is.
sure about it. Yeah. I'm sure you still remember. You just mentioned that, like, when you still the first, you entered the room and you saw the three queens and sitting over there, the queens of ELT. Yeah, wonderful. It's
And I
great.
was with my, jeans and t-shirt, little girl. So yeah, they believed in me, and I wanted to do my best in terms of teaching.
I see. Thank you very much, Tetanajan, for this great moment to share with us. And I know that you have a really a lots of experiences about teaching, but I wonder, what is your philosophy of teaching, Tetanajan?
It's a great question. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
asking this, because having this philosophy takes some time. You were not born to have a philosophy. You try to seek for it, and you try to
Hmm.
find it. And when it comes to teaching, my philosophy is more like being there and inspiring the students, letting them um, find out their own ways, just being there. I'm there and I'm supporting them so that they can find their own ways. I don't call myself as a teacher. I have never done it.
Hmm.
I'm more like a facilitator and standing there. But in every ELT book you can read it. The roles
Yeah.
of the roles of teachers. They're a facilitator and a guide, a helper, but feeling it is a philosophy
Something
of
different.
the teacher.
Exactly. You need to feel it. You just like you mentioned. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Okay. And is that's your philosophy? And would you like to add anything else? Or if not, I'll move to another question.
Yeah, we can move, but if the listeners and our dear friends here have any questions, they can always write and we can try to read
Yeah,
their
sure,
questions as well.
sure. Of course. Let me remind them. If you have any questions to Setanay Hocam, please write them into the question part. If you write them onto the just like chat box, maybe we can miss it. But please, if you have any questions, write them into the question part so we can see it, and Setanay Hocam also can see it, so we can she can give an answer easily to your questions.
And
so
I
we
think
don't
they
miss.
don't have to ask questions either. Like they can just add their own ideas in the
Yeah,
comments, and
sure,
we can have
sure.
interactive program together, right?
Yeah, definitely. They don't need, you don't have to have questions. If you just like she mentioned, you can just write your comments into the chat box. All right. So you remember, just I would like to mention something. I remember that one of your sessions, I can't remember, maybe iTOEFL or TESOL. It's about the vocabulary, and you are giving them a kind of a haka dance. You mentioned it. You remember? I still remember it because it was so funny. And I don't know where to watch it, but I watched it somewhere. But it was really funny, and it was like or something like this. Well, it's a really wonderful moment. You remember? I just wanted to mention it. That was really great.
How can I
Energizer.
forget it? How can I forget it? I hope you're not going to ask me to do it now.
No, 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 no. Of course not.
Shirt, but I'm just having my pajamas under it, so I can't stand
No, no, no. But that was really wonderful, Energizer. I still remember.
Yeah, it was another turning point in my life, which led me to have my YouTube channel right now. It was my first or second year of teaching, and then throughout my life, when I was a child, I was always interested in the Irish culture, life in Ireland, Irish people, Irish food, Irish music, everything about Ireland. And I was trying to find a way to go there. And one day, when I was surfing on the net, if you want to see the dance,
Someone said, yeah, they want to see the dance again. But no, no, I think it's another right time and the right place to do the haka
yeah,
dance.
don't make me stand up.
Yeah.
So there, if the teachers are interested, they can go and see the website and their pages as well. ELT Ireland. It's we have Inget here in Turkey, and
Hmm.
in Ireland there is ELT Ireland, and they held a conference for teachers. Then I sent my proposal because that year I was writing my thesis, master's thesis, and I wanted to present the topic there. Then my proposal was accepted, uh, and the school that I worked in that time supported me financially. Then I
Hmm.
had this chance to go there. When I was thinking how to start my presentation to make it more eye-catching and to get the listeners more to my
Uh-huh.
presentation, I found out that dance, which I learned when I was a student. Then yeah, here I practiced this haka dance. Not you, everyone was shocked, and that video was posted on YouTube in the
Yeah.
ELT Ireland page. And on YouTube, I don't know whether you checked it again or not. Now it was clicked for more than 1 million times, that
Yes.
video.
Hmm. I understand. Sorry for this. I had a problem with the with my microphone. Sorry about it, hocam.
It's
But I
totally fine, Ajam. If it's okay,
okay.
we can have technical
It's
things, and
yeah, and it's wonderful. Really, I still remember that point, and I'm really. It's a great turning point for you also to do that. All right. So I there's a question, by the way. Someone asked a question. Let me look. What is your first unforgettable experience with children? Someone asks. Yasemin Kamay is asking, what is your first unforgettable experience with children?
I think I can't remember it because I have always been with the kids, like
Mm-hmm.
way before my teaching career. I was always with the kids. Like when there was a family reunion, I was there with the kids. They used to put me with the kids. So I can't remember exactly the first time, but I can say that the first day of my first teaching, I met a girl and I accidentally say hello to her in Turkish. Then it turned out to be that she was my student in class, and she was looking at me. She used to say, "I know you can speak Turkish. I know you can speak Turkish." So I can say the first student of mine. in my first year of teaching.
Great. It's nice experience about it. And I think that's is the most of our English teachers, and they sometimes face the same situations. You keep yourself or to push yourself to speak English during the whole class, whole week at the first time, and then suddenly, they heard somewhere that you speak Turkish, and they turn to you and say, "Oh, he speaks Turkish, he speaks Turkish." Something
It
like this.
happens. It happens. That's why I can add to my philosophy, and I can suggest it to everyone also. In
Mm-hmm.
Turkey, the Turkish speaker English teacher, Turkish speaking English teacher, I always tell my students after 4 years and 5 years, I make this decision. I tell every student of mine, I say that I can speak Turkish, but not with you. So don't expect me to speak Turkish with you, but yes, I know English and I can speak it. So they accept it because, otherwise it feels like you are making fool of students and you are making fun of their mind. They can
Yeah,
understand.
I see. I really understand. Thank you very much, Setenay Hocam. All right.
Thank you.
There is another question, but before from our audiences, I will ask it. But before that, I would like to move very important thing, which is also, I'm sure that it's really important for you also. And about my next question is going to be about Setykidstv, because
Ah, yeah.
we are all following. I mean, most of us, I'm sure they are following it because you are creating really excellent contents over there. And so, can you tell us about little bit Setykidstv and how and why did you create this account and what was your aim?
Thank you so much for your comments. Yes, I can talk, and I can talk for hours about this issue.
Sure.
So you mentioned about the video of mine in Ireland, the speaking, the conference. After that one, I started to think, why don't I have my own YouTube channel to inspire the other people? Because
Mm-hmm.
if you go and check that video in YouTube, you will see so many comments from different countries asking me to create other educational content. Then I didn't have any great time to do it
Mm-hmm.
until last year. It took a while for me to start my Setykidstv account
Mm-hmm.
because I was not like a person who's into the social media things. I barely posted anything once a year or twice a year or something. But now I find myself posting and sharing, using hashtags. Now I'm into this social media thing, and in Setykidstv, I'm trying to reach everyone who is interested in the process of learning English, including the kids, adults, teachers, and most of the time parents. Because as a teacher, I can see that parents need more knowledge and more support in terms
Mm-hmm.
of collaboration and working with these teachers so that their student can improve their English skills. Thinking all of these in my mind, I had this chance with help
Yes.
of my husband, and I need to say thanks to him because if it wasn't him, I wouldn't achieve it because he's the one who can edit the videos and make the content more eye-catching. I create the content and I try to reach everyone with the help of my YouTube channel and in here
Yes.
Instagram as well.
Wonderful. It's a really great one. I really enjoying the follow your that account, the
See
Setykidstv.
you.
Really.
See you.
Yeah. Keep
Thank
up the
you.
good works, Setanay Hocam. And there are actually the questions became two, by the way. The first one is how we
Lovely.
should manage our excitement when we encounter new situations with our students and guide them in the best way.
Uh, does it mean the way you lose your excitement or the way you can't manage it?
Yes. Who asked it? I think the Azra is asking the questions.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. How we should
I think it means sometimes teachers lose their excitement and
Yeah.
their interest in terms of, teaching and reaching the students. Sometimes unexpected things can happen and you lose your motivation to teach, you lose your excitement. How
Mm-hmm.
can we do that? Um, I think by remembering the good points and all the successes that we have achieved so far, we can balance the unexpected things to our successful moments.
I
There is
see.
not one way of improvement. How can I say? Sometimes I feel really high and happy and, motivated to teach. And sometimes I feel down to the earth. And
Mm-hmm.
we all have this. There's no perfect teacher. There's no
Yeah,
perfect teacher. Like, we
exactly.
all have those moments. But when I have those moments, I take a deep breath, wait for a while, and then I try to remember what I can do that at that moment. So
Mm-hmm.
I always tell myself and my adult learners also, Hojam, this is the, you can call it a motto or something. Less is more.
Less
Don't
is more.
torture, don't torture yourself to do your best.
I
No,
see.
less is more, always.
Less is
Just one
more. You are right.
good.
Okay. Thank you very much, Setenay Hocam. I hope
Thank
that
you.
your answer is very useful for the question. I'm sure as well.
Hopefully.
Let me look at the next question. And okay, this is about. We will come that point. There is a question about using mother tongue. Should we
Mm.
use mother tongue in ELT classes too much? That was the question they were
It's a big,
asking.
in English literature, you can find out many articles written upon that point. It's a big issue. It's a big question to answer. But as a teacher and as an individual, I can say that the more target language we use, the better it is always. Because if you want to be your lessons fruitful, you need to be focusing on the target language.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ask me when should we use the mother tongue, I will tell that about the behavioral issues, if there is any. Like in the classroom, if you're working with the young learners and young kids are surprising anytime. They are full of surprises. Anything can happen. Sometimes you need to reach the student's heart
Exactly.
before his mind. So in order to reach his mind in his heart, I'm sorry, you sometimes need to use the mother tongue. But what I do, I take that person out of the class and I speak individually, telling why and what exactly and
Mm-hmm.
clearly. When we come
I
back to the
see.
class, we keep speaking English all the time. If you ask me, speaking Turkish to make a point clear in terms of English, no, I'm not there. Like if you're teaching something to make
Yeah,
it more understandable and to make it meaningful for the kids, there's always a way to do it in English, in the target language. Now,
exactly.
if you go back to Turkish and say that, yes, look, it means we are doing it now, and in English, in Turkish, we call this blah, blah, blah. I'm not there. I'm not there.
Okay, I got it. And I'm sure that we all got it. Thank you very much, Setenay Hocam.
Thank
So
you.
let's move to the next question. I am also excited about it because this is going to be a new community that you are going to create. That question is going to be that. And I'm sure that you are also very excited about it. And I'm really looking forward to that day. I think it's in next month. We are going to have it. So here is the question. Can you tell us about TIT, which is Teachers Improve Together group or community, we can say? What is your aim and how can we join the group? Can everybody join it? Yes.
Thank you so much for asking it and sharing my excitement. Yes, I'm really excited about it because it's a huge step and it's a new step. I don't know whether I'm going to fall or whether I'm going to have this courage to take the second step right after it. So it's a journey and we will all see each other what we're doing. It's a community, as you mentioned, teachers improve together. The answer is in the name itself. We can improve as long as we help each other. Think about the teacher's room in your school. Think about the short conversations you make with your colleagues. They're always helpful and fruitful. Like if you need a question, you can go and ask to a colleague, and then she can help you. Teachers Improve Together is a platform, will be a platform, where all the English teachers and the ones who are about to become English teachers, including the students, will be gathered and have some presentations, because if you, as an English teacher, would like to take a part at an international conference, you are supposed to send a proposal, which sometimes is a dreadful process because they judge you, your English level and your the content. Sometimes they decline the proposal, which ends up with a disappointment. Here, I'm welcoming all the teachers who are interested to share their knowledge with us and make the presentation. And who knows, one day in the future conferences, they can build this presentation up and for a more, professional place. And on the other hand, there are many reasons why I'm trying to build this community. One of the other aims is that we English teachers tend to use classroom language all the time. Like, sit down, listen to me, raise your hand. Sit down, listen to me, raise your hand. This weak classroom language, gives us a very small frame where we find ourselves in a very limited language world. But the more we speak academic vocabulary and academic language, the more confident we become.
Yes.
And for the students, sometimes we can write questions. I don't know how to teach speaking to adults. This might be my question. And Volkan Hocam, you can help me with a presentation and with a sample lesson environment on Zoom.
I see.
So questions will have the answers in the teachers, like in the teachers community. There is a video with the detailed information there on my YouTube channel. Everyone can watch it. The dates and the way of the community are explained there. And the registration form is on my Instagram page profile. You can find it and register. So hopefully we will take the first step together. If we are going to fall, we will fall off together. If we can take the second step, we will do it together.
Exactly. Yeah, just like you mentioned with the poster that you, I think, created, the ship. We are in the same ship. If we sink together. But if we manage to sail together, we keep sailing.
We can sail the world, or we can sink.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely we can do that, Setenay Hocam. All right. Yeah. Would you like to add anything else about TIT, or if that's all, I can move to another question?
Yeah, we can move to another question, Hocam.
All right, then. Okay. So here is the question. Is it okay for teachers to have different teaching styles, or should we all teach the same way?
It's not okay. We should be different. We should be different. Like, not one teacher has one way of teaching, because it depends on the various types of our students and their needs. I am one teacher, but I have many ways of teaching suitable for my students individually. So the answer is simply that yes, we should have different styles, and in Turkish there's an idiom about the yogurt thing.
Yeah.
Everyone has his own way of eating yogurt. I don't know the English idiom of it, but maybe we can learn it later on. So we all have different ways of teaching for all our students. And the more we try different ways, the better we can improve our teaching. This is what I believe, I guess.
I see. Thank you very much. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Setenay Hocam. There is a comment with Mr. Dr. Tamar Davulit said, we all have individual style, but sometimes as we can adopt one, which is better. Yes,
Exactly. I totally
exactly.
agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you. Here is another question. Wow, they were asking lots of questions, by the way.
That's great. Great.
And I will come that question after asking my question. So here is it. And I'm sure that you have lots of great teaching experiences and very, the memories that you can't forget the experiences. But this time I'm asking vice versa. Can you tell us about your bad teaching experiences in your career? One of bad teacher experiences.
Of course. There should be many of them, but the very recent one that I can remember uh, is in London while I was taking this CELTA course, because I was, once you get used to teaching young learners, as I taught earlier, you feel the way of teaching to the young learners in every of your body.
Uh-huh.
You're there with the kids all the time. So let me tell you, in CELTA course in London, I was supposed to teach an adult group, and they were elementary level of English. And I suddenly started my lesson, like greeting the children, although they were older than me, but I didn't know the wrong part of it. So right after my first teaching practice, the instructor wrote me in the comments and talked with me, and she said, all right, I understand you, but you need to find another way to communicate with the adults. Another way, their English level can be limited, but they're not children. You need to behave them accordingly. So that was the point of embarrassment in my teaching career, I can say.
Yeah, that's really, yeah, and different and interesting point that you still remember it. So wait, but that's okay. That's okay. But have you had a chance to? I mean, did you have a chance to give them another, the lesson or practice to the same
Sure,
group?
sure. Throughout that month, I have many opportunities to practice teaching to the adults, and in the end, I was okay. Now I can
Wonderful.
teach it to adults.
It's great. Wonderful. All right.
Thank you.
So let me move to the questions that they ask you, Setenay Hocam. And here is the first one. Has EFL classroom language changed during the pandemic?
In Turkey, I can answer.
Yeah, of course, we can talk about
So the
Turkey.
language we use, the classroom language we use has changed. Like we are using the technological terms. Turn on your microphone, turn off your microphone, if she means that way. But now, as a freelance teacher, I can say I'm still teaching online and face-to-face, but I don't work at a school anymore. That's why the classroom language for me is still the same. Although we have been through this pandemic, we have been through different situations, but the language basically keeps the same.
I see.
For me.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. So let's look at another question. How can we make students to discover the language, and how can we become a facilitator like you? All right. So I think
it's a great question. Thank you so much, Yasemin Hocam. Thank you so much for this lovely question. It takes some time, as long as, think about you as a mom. If you interfere in everything that the kid is doing, we never give the chance for the kids to experience the life. It's the same way in language as well. We should be the observer rather than the interferer in the language process. For example, for me, making mistakes is a great way of letting them discover the language, the spirit of the language, the melody of the language. The very recent mistake that one of my students made was, let me remember, wait a second, orange late. Orange late. Where do you think he took it from? Orange late.
Nice.
From lemonade.
La
Lemonade.
yeah,
You know,
nice.
yeah, he tried to come up with a good word which he thought could be the same as lemonade. Why can't we say orange late? It's lemonade and
Nice
orange
one.
late. So making mistakes and trying to explore the language takes some time, but as long as we support the kids, we need to be an observer rather than an interferer in the language process.
I see. Thank you very much, Setenay hocam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Another question, here is it. I must admit that I'm a college student. I'm here to learn from you. Did you ever feel inadequate about speaking English while you were at university?
Oh yeah, most of the time, let me tell you. Let me tell you, hocam, I also have a video about this on my YouTube channel. I'm telling everything very honestly and clearly that I think as a Turkish-speaking English teachers, the strongest way of being a teacher is the way that we can understand our students very well.
Uh-huh.
All the process that they have been through and will be, we can really understand it. For me, if you're interested, you can go and see that video. But let me tell you very shortly, briefly. In my first year of university life, we had this speaking exam, speaking practice, and oral examination, and I had 35 out of 100. And that was another turning point in my life, which let me question myself. I started questioning myself, saying that you are going to be an English teacher, but you can't speak. You need to do something for that. And I know that there are many ELTS students who graduate from the university with a very weak level of English. So we need to, we are never late for this. I'm still learning. I'm still improving. I'm still talking to myself at home, recording my voice, listening to it again, sending my writing essays to my friends. They can check me. Like the learning process never ends. It goes on.
Yeah, exactly. Same for me. For example, I'm still learning. We are still learning. Learning never ends. Yeah, so keep learning.
We can make mistakes, so John, when we are talking now. It's quite normal.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, if we make mistakes, it means that we are doing something. We are trying. So
agree.
Yeah. All right, Setenay hocam. So let's move to another question. Here is it. What do you think is the greatest challenge facing students today? And also, what is the greatest challenge is facing teachers today?
I think they have a common challenge, which is no, it's for everyone. The expectations of the others, the pressure and the responsibilities put on their shoulders. The parents are expecting a lot from the students and as well as from the teachers. They have a very common challenge, which I can tell this one. All the expectations from the other people around them. It's a big challenge because they are trying to make their parents happy, make their teachers happy, make everyone satisfied with their learning process. Although they need to find the self-motivation, the inner motivation. But this outsiders, the press put by the other people, makes the inner motivation, decrease.
Decrease.
So this is a very big challenge for me. What do you think, Volkan Hocam?
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
sure that it's the same Setenay Hocam. Yeah, they put lots of pressure on us, especially the parents put that pressure on the students, and also, for example, we are working in the schools, and maybe our administrators, they put lots of pressure on us, teach them, learn, make them learn. Yeah, like this. I think we both have the same pressure, teacher and the students.
so. I will
Yes.
show this to you.
Yeah,
I'm an
what's your
English.
super? Yeah, superpower, exactly.
Nothing and nobody. Nothing and nobody can make us, sad.
Yeah, exactly. But we try to do our best. Yeah, both of us, students
Yeah.
and the teachers, like that. All right. Yes, let's move to other question. I really wonder what are you going to say about these questions. I'm actually, here is the question. Can you tell us 5 adjectives that describe an effective language teacher? Yes.
5.
Okay,
Okay.
maybe you can say 3 if you want. It's your, how many you can say, no problem. I said
Okay.
5.
The very first thing that came to my mind was creative.
Yes, 1.
Creative, enthusiastic,
2.
open-minded,
Yes, 3.
energetic,
4.
and the last one, what I can say, wow, what can I say? No, 4 is enough. No, I
4 is
can't
enough.
find a fifth
Okay,
one.
let's say happy. That's the 5.
Happy,
Okay,
happy, sure.
happy. Yes. Great. 5 adjectives. Wonderful. Okay, so great. Thank you for this lovely adjective, Setanay Hocam. Okay,
About the enthusiasm, can I add something?
sure.
I said one of the objectives was being enthusiastic about learning and improving and teaching. Once you lose your enthusiasm, you need to start to find a way to find it back, to get
Mm-hmm.
it back, because enthusiasm is everything. To feel
Exactly.
burnout in classes, in the corridors, in the meetings, we don't want that feeling because it smells and it affects everyone.
Definitely. By the way, there are some adjectives coming: sympathetic,
Uh,
knowledgeable, and there is a thing that someone I think wrote there. I still didn't I didn't understand how can we join TIT. There is a video, Setenay Hocam Instagram account and YouTube account about how can you attend to TIT. So you can go and Setykidstv on Instagram and Setykidstv on YouTube channel, and you can catch and you can find the video over there about TIT, and you can watch and you can see how can you join.
and
As
there's
a
a link. There's a link, registration form. You will fill the registration form, and there you are.
All right, great. So here is the next question. Ready for it? This is really wonderful. I'm really wondering if you could have one superpower, you just show with your mug to us, to use in the classroom, what would it be and how would it help you?
I would say a superpower of what can I say? A superpower of changing the place into a peaceful environment. Peaceful, peace everywhere. Within the students, within the teachers, within the school environment administrations, peace and understanding. As long as we listen to each other peacefully, we
Yeah.
can learn. As long as we try to understand, we try to listen to each other. Peace is everything. Peaceful learning and work. Chaotic places are not effective and are not suitable for learning.
Exactly. I'm totally agree with you, Hocam. Wonderful superpower to make peaceful environment whenever we want. Yes. Great,
And I
thank
think
you.
we have it. We effective teachers have it.
Yeah,
It's
I'm sure.
invisible. It's invisible, but very effective.
Yeah, I also totally agree about it. Yes, definitely. Great, thank you, Hocam. So I would like to talk about, I mean, like ask about a question, because I think I just grabbed it from your Instagram account, and you have a kind of a study about brain-based teaching. You meant there was. Can you just give us some info about it, if it's
Oh, yeah.
possible, of course?
Of course possible, very briefly. And my master's thesis is blinking eye to me right now, looking at almost hell. I'm not gonna stand up, you know the reason why.
Yeah, we know it. No problem.
I'm not gonna stand and grab it for you, but yeah, it was my master's area where I studied for the all the journey happening in the brain. I was so into the brain. As you know, each organ has a purpose to fulfill. And when it comes to learning, it's all about brain, but we barely talk about it. We barely talk about it. Like if we have a problem with our eyes, we go to the eye doctor, and you know. But if you have any difficulties in learning, we barely look at the things happening in the brain. As a teacher, I was really interested in what's going on in the brain. And in the brain-based learning, it's a way which helps you to get the students' short-term memory linked to the long-term memory to make the new learned words stay there in the brain. And I looked for the ways how to enforce, how to help the students remember a long time, something that I have taught. So brain-based teaching is briefly all about learning process. And I made this topic into a specific area where I studied vocabulary teaching to young learners. But if you are interested in brain-based studies, there's a lot of literature about it. Our teacher friends can Google and find many more. So my area was about the teaching vocabulary part, where I'm also planning to share something about it in the Teachers Improve Together meeting.
I see.
So
Wonderful.
yeah, I'm going to help my teacher friends there to learn more about the brain and how to make the long-term memory effective, and how can we apply the ways into our teaching practices.
I see. Thank you very much for this useful information about brain-based teaching. Thank you, Hocam. So, my next question, would you like to add anything else, or can I move?
Sure, we can go on.
Okay, wonderful. So, here is the next question. What do you find most frustrating and rewarding about teaching?
In Turkey, Hocam, the answers hid in this question vary, like they are various and depend on your expectations and everything. But for me, it's the reason why I work as a freelance teacher right now.
That's why. Okay, I got it. I get my answer about the question.
We're trying to do something, but how much do we get back in terms of financial, in terms of other supporting things from the people around us? So it's, you know, it was the most difficult thing that I have encountered so far, and which led me to question the way of my career. I started to question myself, can I make a difference? Do I have to? What can I do else? What else I can do? So if there's a situation which makes you ask questions, listen to yourself. I don't know why did I say this, but yeah.
That's okay. That's your idea. We accept it, no problem, whatever you say. All right, Setenay Hocam. Thank you. So this is very critical question. I also really wonder what are you going to say about it. If you could make a new law for all the students in schools, all right, what law would you make?
What law would you? You know, I didn't have any opportunity to think about this question before, so The low part, I don't know. We can say, I don't know. Like we limit our students and our teachers a lot. If there's no limitations, we don't know what to do. So the low can be different. If there's no difference, maybe I should ask, and I should ask the students to read the law, and I say, what is your difference here? Be different.
I see. Well, great. Thank you very much about it. So my next question is about ELT again. So what can you suggest us to read about ELT?
There's a lot of things. I can also get your suggestions, Hocam. The internet is unlimited and we have lots of things. But now, during the day, I made a pile of books and articles to read, and I keep reading. From time to time, I share all these articles in my Instagram page with the, knowledge is power post. You can also check that post. Knowledge is power, but when you translate it into Turkish, it has two different meanings, which I like, little language games.
Yep.
So I share some articles there. The teacher friends can read. There are lots of things to read online. Lots of things. Gazi University has a platform where the articles are posted and we can read it for free.
Oh, really? I didn't know
As
that.
long as you're signed for it, you can find the articles and read them for free.
I see. It's great. So I'll go and check. I didn't know that it's free to read. Okay.
Yeah, you have to sign up.
Okay, so I'll do that. Thank you very much. So my next question is, can you tell us 2 useful language apps that we can use for our students?
The parents and the teachers, most of the teachers are looking for different applications, but I'm not an application type of teacher. I can say, there are many again, tons of different applications. I don't like the feeling of being lost in the technological things. But if you really need an answer, I can say I like the BBC Kids page, I like the CBBS part, and I really like learning English with again, BBC podcasts for kids, for adults. As long as you Google, you will find lots of things. In terms of preparing materials for teachers, nowadays, I'm fond of Twinkle.
Twinkle, yeah.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
Yes.
Yes, wonderful.
Wonderful.
All right. Thank you very much. And there is a question again. Is it, what did it say here? Let me see if I can read it. When we learn English, is it important the pronunciation or only speaking? Yes.
Both, but on the top of them, I can say the intonation. Intonation is everything.
Yeah.
You say the same word, but the native speakers ask you, what did you say? You say the same word, and they ask you again, what did you say? And then they say the word in a different intonation. Then you end up with saying, okay, I was talking about it.
Yeah.
But you understand what I'm saying. For example, the word idea. Most of the Turkish speakers tend to say it like, I don't know how to say it now in the other way. Idea. Look, now I know the correct intonation of it and I can't make the false way of it. The idea, the intonation is in the second syllable. If you say it in the other way, most of the native speakers may have difficulties in understanding you.
The word.
Intonation, I can say.
Intonation different, definitely. It's sometimes, but there are lots of, the funny videos about this pronunciation thing. They make some kind of, the words say wrongly and they didn't understand, or they look at each other and they face real difficulty to understand, like, what did he say or what did he mean, something like this. So in some cases it's really important to pronounce the word correctly.
I
Really.
agree. I
Oh,
agree.
all right then.
Accent, for example, we don't
Accent.
have to have a native-like accent. We don't have to. We don't have to really. But the pronunciation and intonation should be correct.
Yeah, exactly. Also, the accent, I think, the people sometimes really try to push themselves, to have a kind of American accent or British accent, for
Or British
example. Yeah, but that's okay. You can have an accent, but I think as long as you communicate, the accent, it's not a problem.
I totally agree.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yes, let's move. Just the 2 questions left, by the way. Time flies, Setenay Hocam. It's really great and wonderful
Oh
session we
yes,
had.
it does.
Yeah, but time flies. Yes, here is the first question before the second one and the last one. What
Okay.
are your favorite 3 websites to suggest to use in teaching?
I think I have already mentioned Twinkle,
Yeah, Twinkle, that one.
English Games Plus, something like that. You can use games online there. And one more, I use Canva. I don't know the pronunciation of it, but it's Canva.
Canva.
C-A-N-V-A, where I prepare my YouTube cover pages, some posts on Instagram, and also there are the parts where you can apply it to your teaching. You can prepare posters, flashcards, other things. So I can say those.
Exactly, Canva. And also the most important page you forget, it's Setykidstv. Yes, on
Yeah!
Instagram. How did you forget?
On
That was the
YouTube!
on YouTube, yes. And also YouTube. Yeah, that's all great. Don't forget to follow them. Okay. And the last question and the most difficult one. Ready for it?
I'm ready.
Okay. What is your motto?
Oh, yes. The first one, I said it at the beginning of the live.
Yes.
What was it, Hocam? Do you remember?
Oh, it's it was 50 minutes ago. So
Okay, let me say, less is more.
Less is more. Yes, less is more.
But the second and the most, I use it a lot in my life. I use the Turkish version of it, but the English also sounds okay. Miracles start when you say, why not?
Nice.
Nice?
Exactly. Yeah.
So you can
Very
have a
nice
tattoo of it here.
Yes, miracles start.
Miracles start when you say, why not?
Why not? Exactly. It's a great one. Both of them are really great mottos that we can use and follow it. All right then. Yes, that's all my questions, Setenay Hocam. And let's like this before finishing our live sessions. And would you like to add anything else?
I would like to say thank you for inviting me here. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here with all the English teachers and with you, Volkan Hocam. And I like the effort that you put into social media by welcoming teachers, teacher trainers. I really like following your videos and watching them. Thank you so much. This is the thing that I want to say last.
All right then, thank you very much. And I would like to say one more time, thank you, Setenay Hocam, to accept my invitation and sharing your ideas, suggestions, and especially, and the most important thing, you spent your time, the precious time with us. That was really wonderful for us. And that's all from the Teacher Talks. And Setenay Hocam was with us tonight, and we had a chance to listen to her here, which was really great. And I hope that you enjoyed. I enjoyed and learned a lot from her tonight. And we are going to be here next week with a different educators at the same time on the same day. You know it. So wherever you are, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Until the next Monday, take care of yourselves, and peace everybody, and peace Senan Hocam. And bye bye. Bye bye everybody.
Bye. Bye. Thank you. Good evening,
Bye bye.
everyone.
Good evening.